Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 551. Title of today's lesson is Do Not Use and between two adjectives unless they are similar. They are of the same type of adjective. They are similar. Okay, and we could go right into the examples because the title says everything. Here's the first one. Again, with the X, this is wrong. So she says, she has an ugly and green shirt that she wears every day. Yeah, even to a native speaker, that sounds really awkward. We know that we would not naturally say that. So, of course, with the check, you could do the first one. She has an ugly green shirt. Yeah, you just simply say the two adjectives with no ands. They're two different types of adjectives. However, you see with the check, green and white, these are adjectives. She has a green and white shirt that she wears every day. So these are similar adjectives. They are both colors. So therefore, you would use an and between those two. Okay, let's look at the next one. She has a beautiful and silver ring. Again, really awkward. A native speaker would never say it this way. With the check, this is correct. She has a beautiful silver ring. Okay, so again, beautiful and silver, in this case, are two adjectives, and they're two different types, so no and. All right, and then of course with the check, she has a silver and brass ring. Okay, you can use it. These are two different types of materials. They're two different types of metals, so they are very similar. So you can use this. She has a beautiful, she has a silver and brass ring. That's fine. Okay, the last one here. In our office, we have a large and cold water dispenser. Okay. Again, with the X, that's wrong. You should say, we have a large cold water dispenser. Actually, probably a more common word, especially when it only has cold water or cool water, is a cooler. That's the one that I'm probably more familiar with. So, you know, sometimes I think because, especially in the States, people have gotten so used to the word cooler, they may say, you know, we have a hot and cold cooler, but really, technically, you shouldn't say that because a cooler is only supposed to be for cold water. So here's our last one. In our office, we have a hot and cold water dispenser. So if it has both, technically, you should be using the word dispenser, not cooler. But again, in American offices, people have gotten so used to the word cooler that you may sometimes hear that. But technically, if it has both, you should use the word dispenser and not cooler. If it only has cold water, like the traditional ones, then cooler is correct. Okay. So anyway, this is the way we got it. All right, I hope it's clear. I hope it was informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.